Now, if you happen to be tuned into the Fatboy Show right now and you're listening as you're driving to work, well, I do have a word of caution for you. Things are going to start looking sticky. You know how normally when you commit a traffic offense, they make you pay a fine? That's if they find you to be guilty of, let's say, not having a driving permit, having something wrong with your lights, your indicators, or your tires, or overspeeding, or whatever. So the police created this system of instant fines or spot fines. They just fine you on the spot and they make you go and pay a fine because of your offense. And, for the longest time, people have been feeling like, well, I can handle that. That's no big deal. Well, that's when you don't have 10,000 shillings to try to bribe your way out of that situation. Things are going to change now. The police have issued a new directive to their traffic officers around the country, saying that they're going to be carrying out operations in which reckless drivers are going to be arrested and taken to courts of law instead of being issued with express penalty scheme tickets. Now, the traffic police spokesperson, the superintendent of police, Michael Kananura, told journalists yesterday on Monday that the move to arrest and prosecute these drivers has been necessitated by the need to ensure compliance with traffic regulations, which they said is currently not the case. So no more spot fines. They're going to charge you and drag you to court. And that is where you will be processed and be made to pay for your crimes. Now, Olive, do you think this is going to work? Because already our legal system, our court system, the judiciary have a backlog of cases ranging from, commercial disputes, family disputes, and other criminal cases for which there's been lots of people still held in remand for a very long period of time because they can't find dates to appear in court, since there is such a backlog of cases. So you might be arrested for maybe stealing a chicken and you will languish in remand for even a year because your date in court has not been fixed. Now, if they are going to start charging traffic offenders on the streets and send them to the courts, how is that going to work?
Well, police says that they are going to impound the cars of the reckless drivers and, other traffic offenders. And if there is anything I know is that people, especially those who drive, they don't like to be disturbed, for lack of a better word.
Of course, they're in a hurry. They usually commit the offenses while in a hurry to get somewhere.
Because they are poor timekeepers. But that's a story for another day. So if police decides to do this, actually it could be the antidote that we need to the indiscipline that is on our roads, honestly.
I mean, I can appreciate that things have to be done. It's just what they're choosing to do is only going to exacerbate the problem.
How is it going to
exacerbate the backlog, right?
Okay, you're caring about the judiciary. I think we shall have a conversation about the judiciary another day. But as far as solving the problem of indiscipline on the road, I think police is moving in the right direction.
Okay, well, the police superintendent said this. He said, quote, "We have found that issuing these express tickets is not punitive enough. We shall now be arresting the offenders. The core objective is to ensure that there is sanity on the road, and that is why we impound them and then we take them to court. If everyone can comply, then we wouldn't have issues on the road." He's asking members of the public to report to police any reckless drivers. He says, quote, "In case you cite these behaviors, please call the traffic police on 0800 199 01099 and we shall immediately take action to impound the vehicles." Now, I do see people trying to do this on social media. They'll post a picture of an errant driver who may be driving on a lane he shouldn't be on.
Especially drivers that drive government vehicles.
Okay. Well, I don't know how that's going to work. Again, I worry. Could this be a ploy by police to
make some more money?
Yes, to extort even higher bribes from motorists? Because now they're like, hey, you either, because before it's, do I fine you or do you buy me soda? Now it's, do I take you to court or do you buy me something more significant?
I don't think that whoever came up with this decision that they were thinking about extorting people. But of course, like any other policy or any other thing the government tries to do for the betterment of Ugandans, someone along the line is going to abuse it. And I'm afraid that even this, because it honestly sounds like a good idea, because I think this is the same thing that happens when you go to neighboring barring Rwanda.
Everything sounds like a good idea, Olive. Speed governors. You don't remember that?
I know. That's why that is what I was coming to, that all these ideas are good. All these intentions are good, because if there is anything that we are tired of as Ugandans, we are tired. We are done with the road carnage on our roads. We are done with the indiscipline on our roads. We are done with worrying every time someone travels up country. You're like,
oh my gosh.
I hope you make it safe. I hope you come back safe. We are tired of that. And I know you are, because you said every time someone says, I'm going to Mbarara, or to Gulu, or to Jinja, deep down you're like, even if you're not a prayer
have you written a will?
Exactly. And this is not how we should be living. We need to know that if I travel to northern Uganda, I'm safe. If I travel to western Uganda, I am still safe. We don't have to worry about the possibility of you not making it back home. So if this is a decision that has been taken, I am welcoming it. But like everything else that has been done and policies that have been put in place to curb some issues that we are dealing with as a country, most of them end on paper and most of them are abused. So maybe that brings me to another thing, another point. If we are afraid that this new venture, this new step that traffic police is trying to, bring on board is going to be abused by their some of their officers along the line, who is not doing their job? Who is not reining in their people? Someone has to answer to this.
Well, of course, and it's a tall order to expect the police to always operate in in an honorable way. I do think it's going to be mostly abused. It just means more bribes are going to have to be paid. I hope I'm proven wrong.
So drivers are now going to have to move with more than 5,000, more than 10,000 to like 50K, because if a guy is taking you to court, you're not going to give him 10K.
You are right, though, about the carnage on the roads. It is getting out of hand. In a recent traffic report for July 30th and August 6th, a total of 405 accidents were recorded, and 79 of those were fatal, 199 serious, and 127 minor. So we do definitely have a problem on our roads.
And 215 injuries. And meanwhile, of all these, 61 were border accidents. And of those, about 41 had been border riders who died, and the others passengers.
Okay, well, we definitely need a solution to the problem. Fine. Roll out the plan. Let's see if it works.
Let's see how it goes.
Impounding people's cars and arresting them and charging them, dragging them to court on the spot. Let's see if this works, and let's see if it won't have an impact on the already hefty backlog of cases that our judiciary are contending with at the moment.
I was today as old when Fatboy cared so much about the judiciary. You must be one of the road users, I doubt. But actually, you drive well. I've always told you that.
Indeed, I do. Stay safe while on the roads. Don't overspeed, and try not to run afoul of the traffic regulations, because you don't want to be the one that's dragged to court for doing something wrong as you drive.